Check. Check 1, 2, and 2. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're with the Crypto Lifer. Let's get back into the music, get back into the morning. How y'all doing? And again, just like you saw in the video, we are putting the lemons into the water, you know? And it's what I do every single morning. I already had one big sip of lemon juice, went right through me, and I've already, you know, taken that out of myself, and it's a cleansing thing to drink lemon water every single day. All right. Wow, it's a wide angle. All right. Well, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I'm here in sunny Sarasota, Florida. Today actually isn't too sunny, but I'm in a beautiful place. I'm having a good time here with my family, enjoying myself. Hope you're having a good time as well. And let's jump into the charts. Can't wait to do what we do every single day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for joining in. Hope you had your lemon water. Hope you're worked out. Hope you're feeling good and ready to go. Let's jump on in to Bitcoin. So as we look at the day, BSV, Bitcoin SV, I don't even want to talk about that thing, up 3%. Hilarious. Right? If you know all about the Craig Wright story, you know about Bitcoin SV. I don't know if I have to get into it right now, but it's a bit ridiculous. Anyway, so moving forward, we're taking a look at the rest of the market here. Litecoin up 2.5%, Digibyte, ETH up 2%, a little bit of a recovery, and you can see a lot of money pouring into ETH and Bitcoin right now. The only thing people really trusting at the moment, not a lot of altcoin action in the big macro scheme. Web3 has a branding problem. It's not just semantics. XRP to surpass the key resistance mark as the whales transfer hundreds of millions over the week. Interesting. Ethereum consensus launched long anticipated ZKEVM testnet. The ZKEVM testnet, will it drive the ETH price to 2K? Bitcoin bear market 70% dip kills Bitcoin tourists as the metric screams buy. And there you go. In a couple bit, Bitcoin bear market, baby. Time to get down into the market. And let's take a look at that crypto fear and greed index. Something I definitely want to take a look at here, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Let's take a look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Crypto Fear and Greed Index up at a 29. From last month at a 24. So fear is coming out a little bit, but I feel more fear in the market today. I don't know about you, but the market just seems a little eerie. There seems to be a feeling of waiting. I'm looking at the total market cap right now. Possibly have a shoulder, a head, and a possible right shoulder. We are making a bit of a flag here. I'm attempting to see if we can get back above this resistance at $772 billion. That's going to be the issue here. We're very overbought on the 1 hour time frame. We are trying to scoop the loop with that little loop there, but we're getting high on the 15-minute, looking to roll over. Highly likely we can't really get above the zone. We broke out a little bit, actually. If we look at the 15-minute, we did break out of this flag slightly, but still kind of hanging out below this even resistance here too that we bounce from. Not like really buying it, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of wickets to the downside. Looks more likely we may roll over or go sideways, but we will see. Also, when you look at it in this bigger idea, you're still kind of a bit in a rising wedge that could break to the downside. So rising wedge looking to break to the downside in my humble opinion, and that's what it's looking at here for crypto total market cap. Could all the way come back to the bottom here in a bit of a way and maybe even get a bit of a bounce. So we're looking for this idea, right? But that's, total market cap could revisit 750 billion. Funny how it jumped off the 50, right? The evens. So we got to bounce off $750 billion. That's going to be our bottom in the total market cap. Can we get a move out of that? We do see a bullish divergence like on the 1 hour. Does it carry over to the 4 hour time frame? Slightly, we do see it on the 4 hour because you get this swing down, and you get this swing to the upside. You're also low on the RSI. Makes you think. Sorry, I came out of nowhere. Like absolute nowhere. Makes you think that we could get a bounce to the upside here. Oversold on the 4 hour time frame, overbought on the 4 hour time frame, though giving me a little bit of worry as we're above the dotted line, getting into that momentum. However, I have seen big pushes up. And, we did get a bullish engulfing candle. Bitcoin is getting a bit of a move. The market cap is pushing back up. Does it recover all the way back up? See, in my mind, it has to get back above this point of control, $808 billion, and it has to get back above the 200 SMA. Look, I always talk about shorting anything whenever the market, you get candles closing. Once this 4 hour candle closed right there below the 200 SMA, short is open. Or even, vicious. You could be aggressive and short as the candle's going down. There's just no guarantee. My idea is to short when the candle closes, and look at that. The short is in the money, right? Multiple things are down because you have that much money getting taken out of the market. $50 billion just, right? And so now you're still below the 200 SMA. And so that's going to bring me to, we talked about One Earth. Looks to be possibly retesting here to the upside. So One Earth is on my radar. A little bit of a flag forming here. Not amazing, but it's saying, hey, I may take a bounce here, back to the upside. So One Earth is looking interesting to me right now. It popped last night for some gains. One Earth on the radar. I looked at SOS. It was in a little bit of a flag. Looked like it could possibly move. It was on my radar this morning, and wow, lo and behold, this thing would explode. 40% gains for SOS. Actually, the biggest gainer in the game right now. Unbelievable. So SOS for a move to the upside. Well, what was SOS looking like this morning? Well, I'm just going to take the replay because I just want to show you what I teach. So I'm always looking at, smaller time frame scalps can be advantageous. The 7-minute and the 15-minute are the main ones I'm going to look at, right? You're looking for price to be touching this white line, which is the 21-day moving average. Super important. And you're looking for a tight channel. See how tight this channel is right here? Open Dow, right? SOS, booming. And, the idea is, you see this scoop? See how you had this scoop here? We had this other little nice trade that popped out of there. How did it pop? Because the stochastics tell you when the momentum is low. Stochastics RSI, I believe, the greatest indicator you can use. Like, you can throw away everything else in the trash and honestly just play the stochastics RSI. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever makes you happy. For me personally, if I had to pick one indicator, it would be volume, price, and the stochastics RSI. And everything else is a caveat to me and an add-on. But those are my main go-tos. And you don't have to be a rocket science. This is the volume. The volume's telling you how many people are buying and selling, all right? And really, for price action to go down, it's usually selling, right? So if you want to see top to bottom, what kind of move is price action in? And so here, top to bottom, price action was in a downtrend. And so you have what's called falling volume with falling price. And I'm even nice enough, we have this, you can put a setting here, and we have this kind of pointed out. Hold on. This is really cool. I like to have all these kind of regular, ready to go. And so you can hit here falling volume with falling price. I flip it on the top. It reads better, right? But so look at the idea here. And look what would happen. We would get a move to the upside. So again, then you can look at the grander scale and see the same thing happening, right? We have falling volume with falling price. And when I see that, it's telling me that there's likely a reversal coming. There's going to be some type of push to the upside, all right? And why does that, what does that mean? Well, if the volume keeps going down, right, and we were selling because our price is going down, so who could we be losing? We must be losing sellers, disinterested buyers and sellers, and to the point where there's really no one left but to speculate on a possible buy zone. And you can see lack of bearish momentum. The MACD here tells you when there's bearish momentum. When these hills are really small preemptively, it's telling me that there's something going on, like, you know, and so my bot brain picks up on this stuff, right? I also put the RSI in a bullish pattern. A lot of things that I don't, you know, this is kind of unique to me, but this is something I do too as well. And you can see I'm old school. Like, I don't have 100 indicators on here. I'm not looking at 1,000 things. I'm just checking out what's going on here. And this thing is out of control now. If you can see, it's completely out of control. But I personally did not take the trade or jump into the trade. Wish I did, you know. But there you go. I mean, it's moving up 40%, pretty fast. So that's, and again, the stochastics came up, you know, and that's how I like to swing trade 15-minute low stochastics to high stochastic, and they can keep, you know, look at the volume that came in there with the low volume and the spike. And you were touching the 21-day moving average. Super important to me that those three things are all kind of checked off, right? So I hope you're learning. That is like some key information to keep you moving on the day, right? ChainX, metal, sushi. Take a look at MTL here, all right? MTL on the 15-minute, metal. It's flagging again. This thing isn't a flag, right? You see this? Similar scenario, touching the 21, you know, falling wedges break out 68% of the time. People will call this a bit of a bull flag, possibly, right? There's also a place where you would pull what's called the Fibonacci, right? Fibonacci is just going to show you a retracement level. You're going to look for the 0.618, 0.65, 706, and 786. I know I gave you a broad range, but it'll also coincide with some support and resistance areas that you may be reaching or looking for. You want to reach very far left and look at what you can find on the left side. Like, you can clearly see, look, that's going to be a resistance and a resistance, and that's why there's a point of control there. As you can see, it comes out when you really bring in more price action. All right. So does this break out? I mean, there's no guarantees, but again, look, the MACD turning, right? Stochastics RSI. This has chances of a move to the upside as well, right? You can just, it has that, you know, je ne sais quoi, okay? Jasmy, these are 3L tokens that move. They just go up, right? And, yeah, and a little bit of a flag on One Earth. Let's jump on into Bitcoin. But just want to go through, you know, what's happening on the day, every single day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So look, we talked about this 15-minute breaking to the upside for Bitcoin, getting a bit of a short squeeze, right? If you're in my trading group, I drew this and I said, hey, listen, you know, the 1 hour and the 4 hour overbought, you know, but can we get a short squeeze to the upside, right? And that would behoove us to bring in Bookmap. Let's see, I'm going to be bold and bring in Bookmap. I'm bold to do it. It seemed to, you know, take a lot of the internet from us. I think it was the reason why I got kicked off the other night, but we'll see. I'll keep it on for 5 to 10 minutes. I'll bring it back and on, depending. Bookmap is great, but not while you're streaming to thousands of people, right? You know what I mean? So eventually, all right, hundreds of people. Like, oh, he is so dream big, man, you know. So we probably just witnessed, I wish we had Bookmap on, but we just witnessed a short squeeze. See? And they squeezed the shorts to the upside. My man was waiting on it on MATIC. Congratulations, my man Peyton. That was a nice move for you, man. Congratulations. I saw you looking at that. I was actually looking at it. We'll jump into it in a second. So I found this ascending triangle. Ascending triangles basically are 50-50. They don't tend to break out every time. But you know what? In crypto in general, and honestly, the psychological pattern behind what is the, this ascending triangle, to me, is the fact that you keep getting these higher lows on a bounce, which is creating the idea that you're going to get a move to the upside, right? So that's just, you know, something that you have to look at. 17,085 is the next resistance point where we're about to hit, right? And we got the measured move, possibly, right, from basically the length of the pole. Like, we have this little kind of up and down consolidation. That's where I would basically take my measured move. So it suggests that we could get to about 17,085. We went to about 17,047. So even if that is the case, I mean, I was $40 shy of the idea. People got this update this morning in my trading group. Shout out to anyone that may or may not have taken advantage of that idea to the upside, right? Anyway, so VAI was also on our radar, something I was looking at. And why? Because I pulled the Fibonacci on it. It was looking very interesting to me. Made some nice gains last night into today, right? I pulled the Fibonacci, bottom to top, right? And I'm waiting on that 618 area, and it came right into this golden pocket, even wicked into the 0.65 and the 0.618. That's what you're looking for. That's the bacon on the beach. That's what your sauce that you're smelling. That's what you want, right? That's mama's home cooking, all right? That's what you want to look for. That's what you're going in on Christmas Day, that golden pocket, baby, all right? So remember that. If you know anything about me, know I love that golden pocket, and you got to understand how to make the golden pocket. Most people don't even know. I don't reveal this every day, but you're not going to get the 0.65. You're not going to get the 706. They're going to be off. Your fib is going to look like this, okay? So if you want to work like me, if you want to do the dirty work, if you want to get in and become a real lifer, you got to be adding the 0.65 and the 0.706. Very easy. Just click any one of these, change the numbers to these numbers, and give them, I give them some nice, easy colors that I really want to see that break out. So the 706 really stands out. The 618 is white. I really want to see that. You can change those colors to anything you want, right? So that's some good alpha there to help you out on your day. So this bounced off that golden pocket. And from the golden pocket, it's up a beautiful 54%, And shout out to my elite saw it. I didn't see my elite saw it. I also saw it. But we're on the markets together every single day, just getting it in, just getting it in. Rest of the market taking a bit of a hit. I was watching Secret. Funny. I saw this flag this morning. I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't post it anywhere, right? I think I was on the smaller time frame. I was on like the 7. Yeah, and I was like, that's interesting. That could make a move, I just draw things randomly, just looking. Quick 6% did come out of that. It's interesting. I don't post every single thing I see, right? Because, I can't do that. Some things I just and sometimes I don't even finish an idea, right? Like, I'm brainstorming, my wife's like, grab the kid. Every once in a while. It's very rare. But, I might miss. I try not to miss. But you can't get every single thing in the game. You can't beat yourself up about stuff like that. You got to keep it moving. So, shout out to anyone that took the trade or found out the same thing I did and saw that the, 15-minute was low. Looked like a possible breakout to the upside, and we were tight inside a channel, touching the 21-day moving average and above a local point of control in the smaller time frame. So, idea that we would get a bit of a bounce. And honestly, the short squeeze is not over. Let's take a look at how awesome this is going on right now. Funny, and my liquidation. Should be popping in there. I should see a liquidation there. That's definitely a liquidation. I think that happened after the fact, or yeah, okay. Shout out to everybody here, man. December 20th, on our way to that week before Christmas. Kids getting off of school, everyone getting ready, right? Some people may still be at school Tuesday. I don't know when people get off. All the private schools get off, but public schools probably still in session, right? So, look, that is definitely a short squeeze happening right here on the radar. And you can see, is there more liquidity ready to burn through? There is. They can get all the way to 17,000, 17,300, even a bunch of orders waiting. Not much down here. So, look like there's more orders waiting to get filled at 17,300 than anywhere else. It looks like we may continue the squeeze on up. There's far more red up here, right? Showing me there's more liquidity to be had. There's more adventure. There's more interaction with the charts in there. So that's all honestly interesting too. Fine, I want to see that puppy. And everything's moving well. Knock on wood. I won't even say, but so far so good on the day. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the love. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to anyone who's jumping on into the live stream. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And Bitcoin goes back to 17,000. Who would have thought? All the way back, recovering from the low of 16,003. May have been the last chance to buy Bitcoin on a capitulation wick. You never know. Below 17,000. Did your order get hit? Did my order get hit? You never. You always have an order waiting on the lows, right? Bitcoin continuing up. Me and Bookmap in my 7-minute again. Here we are again on the 7-minute and the 15-minute. And again, it was the 7-minute Hail Mary. And again, if you watch my update, kind of want to watch that update because I have such a weird trading style that's unlike anyone else I've ever seen. It's pretty strange. I guess your trading style should be strange if it's yours, right? But mine's pretty wacky, all right? I mean, it's very unconventional, but it also uses all the traditional things, though. So it is conventional. It's interesting. And look, we're about to hit my target to the T here, right? And so had you been in my trading group, you would have seen exactly this idea. And that's why when anyone, that's why, like, you can see that my indicators and what they are, like, there's no such thing. Like, I denounce any pump and dump group or anyone that does anything like that, I truly, see my indicators can see things before they happen. And a lot of times they're highly accurate based on years and years and years. I've been doing it for 15 years, right? So I can't move the price of Bitcoin. I don't have billions of dollars. Like, this moved just like SOS moved. You know what I mean? Yes, that's a smaller coin, but it's the same premise. When the market moves together. Bitcoin pumped on the 15, a lot of coins followed, right? There was action in the market. The bots all kind of go at the same time. When the market gets, people have them all triggered for the similar thing. So that's kind of what's going on, and that's how, if you can track Bitcoin, you can figure out what else is happening in the market, all right? So this morning, I'm like doing the Bitcoin update. All right, and I'm saying, all right, well, I'm looking at a new, it only pumped us up, and we have one area there, which isn't, if we can't. I want to see where I find the pattern. As a, is when you fall. I'm not giving you all the alpha from back in the day. I want to see when I eventually hold on the 15-minute. So here's your measured move wedge here, ascending triangle. So here's when my mind sees it. I just amazed when my mind does this because I'm like, how did I do it every time? Sorry. They got everyone to short, and then they went after the shorts. It's vicious trading cycle. And now you're in another bit of a wedge here, ascending triangle. See? And you're oversold on the 15-minute. Can Bitcoin get another little bit of a pump here? Tuesday, coming out of the Monday, Sunday, Monday, and it's always volatile. That's a false move Monday. Boom, and then boom, right? They reverse it right back up. Pretty crazy. 6 p.m. So here's your measured move. You're oversold on the 15, but you're overbought on the 1-hour time frame. I see more bearishness because it's like this resistance. You just resist. You keep hitting resistance, and you're oversold, overbought on the 1 hour and overbought on the 4-hour time frame. So to me, it's more bearish than bullish. Can the 15-minute, do something interesting? Can the 7-minute, break out of this little flag? So again, we've seen it before. Remember, the 7-minute throws what we call the Hail Mary. It just does something out of the ordinary, even though the other time frames are overbought. So we'll watch the 7-minute closely. Measured move to about 17,081. Boom. So this is the update you get. I find that fascinating. And again, I'm sorry if I'm fascinated by my own TA, but I found that pretty nuts, right? And then lo and behold, price action goes within, 17,081. It went right now, that candle was 17,060.81. It's just funny. Within $21 of price action. And TA is just that amazing. Like, to me, that's just technical analysis. All right. So I am going to stop Bookmap for a second. We'll bring it back, but you can see they're shredding the shorts. There is way more liquidity up at the top, and there it is. My liquidation indicator did pop in there eventually. It reads it in as 31,000 got liquidated there. They did tip the hat there. They got into the liquidity zone. Liquidity came a little lower. Right now, there still is more liquidity at the top, more than there is at the bottom. So that's just one thing that we have to remind ourselves of. All right. And we'll come back and we'll save and exit. Thank you so much for that, Bookmap. Bookmap, link in the description below. If you want to see liquidity, see where all the orders are, actually find the liquidations and see the liquidations happening live. I mean, a real live liquidation indicator. You can't get it anywhere else in that fashion and the way they do it. Link in the description below. I do love them. I do have an affiliation with them, so I get money from anything you hit. So I absolutely love them. May God bless Bookmap and anyone who uses it. Bookmap is an awesome tool. It can really give you a lot of insight and data into what's happening into the markets. All right, so let's keep it moving. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. 1999 super chats. Thoughts on MATIC short term from Dustin. Dustin, thank you so much for the super chat. May God bless you and yours. Let's jump on into MATIC. All right. I have actually some other long-term ideas for BTC that we're going to look at. Let me just copy this on over and jump on into MATIC as well. Thoughts on MATIC short term. And Bitcoin could continue to pump here. We do see there's some levels up to 17,300. All right. You have non-believers. You have a lot of people that don't understand what's happening, and it's easy for them to just sell it off and move on in, but it ain't happening to me, right? I love me my Bitcoins. My Bitcoins. So again, the same idea behind MATIC was that it was in this ascending triangle, right? Thing is, they kind of dipped the loop here and then pumped it. Unlike Bitcoin that stayed out and just pumped out of the channel. So they tried to stop anyone out that found this pattern, which is grimy, right? And you can see, that's just, but so someone dipped down and got put a huge order in to match maybe someone's stop loss, and that had to get filled first to dip the price down, and then it got pumped. So, whale games. So I was looking at MATIC myself, and I said, well, it was in this kind of flag. It fell out of the flag. You could say like broke back in, and it still has a measured move to the downside, kind of an idea. A little confusing, so I could take away that and just show you that you're in this like channel, and then put some support and resistance areas in, and that point of control. You stay above this point of control on the 15-minute. Locally suggests that you could get at least to this next high volume node. There's really not much else to give you there on the local time frame. So 15-minute is, got its pump. And honestly, as much as it was a nice pump for Bitcoin, 17K and all that, like we still have resistance at 17,300. All right. And one thing I haven't done in a little while too is I want to take a look at the weekly, right? So we got a pump look on the total market cap, right? Out of the little flag here. Do we see some bearish divergence? We want to check that out right now, and we do, right? Because this is swinging to the upside on the 7, but the RSI is swinging to the downside. You see that? Clear as day, and we can double check that by clicking on it and just verifying the angle here. And that is a downside movement on the RSI with an upside movement on the total market cap. Clear as day, showing you that, you got some bearish divvy there. So is this short-lived and maybe just a quick cash grab pump to liquidate the shorts, and we may continue to the downside? Remember, the 4-hour and the 1-hour overbought definitely are struggling a little bit and not exactly where you want them to be. Nice pump on the 4-hour time frame on that candle, though, and we did get above a resistance area at $770 billion. So it's not the worst thing in the world. We got a divergence and a pump back to the upside, all right? If I even redraw total market cap, which I haven't done in a while, I'm just trying to get some data from my mind, see if my mind can open up something different. And this is what I had for Bitcoin, honestly. Starting to believe that we have to be in some type of channel here. Can we break back to the upside? It's more of a falling wedge than it was before. Just get a move back to the upside here would take us back to $1.3 trillion. I mean, to me, it's all about the 1 trill. We get back above 1 trillion, and I think, we can breathe a little easier, right? That's going to be, So what I'm also looking for is that rounded bottom, all right? And let me show you that again too on the total market cap. But I'm looking for this. We're looking for this rounded bottom, right? I want to see this begin to round and begin to find a bit of a bottom here, right? And find its way for the next year and a half sideways, and then we can begin to build for the halving. That's really what I'm looking for, all right? We go to this area here, and let me show you. So rounded bottoms pay the bills, all right? We did have the, the Black Swan pandemic event there, but to me, this, and so see how we eventually made this rounded bottom? We came down in, eventually we made a wedge. Let's take a look at how this looks now, similar to what we're looking at. Just to see, just to get some data. It doesn't mean it has to be exactly right, right? But the point is, we made this wedge that we just keep dropping from, like Bitcoin's in now. And it was just uglier and uglier. And it's like, when was it going to end? And we eventually did get a reversal out of the wedge to the upside, right? And we made, came back down to the bottom of so we could see some volatility despite the move out, but that will help us get through the rounded bottom, right? So we're looking for these rounded bottoms. And that's when you're getting out of a bear market, okay? When you start to round off. So it's a big deal. And what happens when you round off too is the moving averages become tight and they start to get close and they move with each other in a band. And so we need that behavior to happen too. And we're starting to get them. They're starting to get jumbled up. See, when you're dumping, the moving averages are super far apart and they're just like, see how, especially when they begin to dump, the 21 is super far away from the 200 SMA. And then you start to get a crumbling of movement. And then eventually when you begin to rebuild, you get this tightness. And the tightness should kind of intertwine. So there's a chance, we are bottoming out here at about $22 billion was our bottom. There's a chance. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. Now, if it's not, I mean, we kind of have a pretty scary scenario because this could fall to the downside, correct? And if this thing falls to the downside about the length of the base here, right? I mean, does that take you to 285 bill? Do we really erase $500 billion from the market? I mean, I believe most of this market movement here is a lot of long-term holders of BTC, right? People that are not willing to give up their ADA, Cardano. So, like, how many people are willing to sell? I mean, we got hardware wallets. I would like to find the data of exchange to hardware wallets. Like, do we even have the liquidity to get there? Could we figure that out? I mean, people could easily move their hardware wallet to an exchange and dump. I get it. It doesn't mean everything, but I'd like to get a bit of a metric on that. It would be interesting to see, right? I don't know if we can get all that data if it's possible, but, the total market cap, it really doesn't have an area here of support and resistance. I guess you could say, okay, this was its previous bar that it came to, 704. So that would be its previous high, $704 billion. Again, it's all about getting back above the 200 SMA on the daily. Like, that's the first thing that has to happen. I mean, it's getting closer to be possible than it ever was. All right. So we are starting to get that move. Could we punch back up to the 200 SMA, get above this point of control? This $897 billion area is a big deal. You see it? We bounced, fell through, bounce. So we got to reclaim $890 billion to remain bullish. That's going to be our calling area right here. $888 billion. So watch out for that. That's something that we're looking for sure. All right. Swap, Kava swap. Got a little bit of a pump, went sideways, showing that kind of like heartbeat thing that Billy talks about. Something on my radar there. Okay, MATIC. Yeah, so if MATIC really can't get above this resistance, I'd be looking for it to curve back to the downside here. Your 1 hour and your 4 hour are overbought. So you either need to get a huge pump up here on a short squeeze and then they'll come down for the bounce because they're going to reset. Your 1 hour and your 4 hour are going to eventually come when the bell tolls, What you want is a big enough pump to keep, the dump from happening or the double bottom back at 77. All right. Right now, MATIC's not looking hugely strong. The pump itself wasn't that strong. It was more of a squeeze, right? And, I wasn't saying it was going to be amazing. I was saying let's see what the 15-minute does first, and then we can reconvene from there, okay? And so we figured out that was likely to happen. How did we figure that out? I sniffed out the technical analysis. When I woke up this morning, did I know I was going to find the shape? No. Did I know I was going to be able to be here and be like, wow, we found a pump? And did I know I was going to be able to, put my rep on the line live on YouTube and be like, yo, look, Bitcoin went the way I went? No. But I believe in myself every day. I believe in God. And I believe that if you put yourself in the right position of consistency, then good things are going to happen to you. So you just maintain consistency. You maintain love for everybody else. And you put your faith in God. And there's really nothing else you need to do in this life, in my humble opinion. Keep it simple. As your basis of frequency and vibration. And then from there, everything else can become more complex. Like where you're going, who you meet, what you do. I get it. But like as your overall feeling of the world, where you want to take it from, you wake up every morning with gratitude, no matter what's happening. You breathe in the fresh air. Having issues in life is amazing. There's people who die. There's people in a wheelchair. There's people in a hospital bed They don't even know what a checking account is or anything else. They're in a, their life is just in shambles. So you take a deep breath, and you believe in God. And to me, the harder things get, the more I believe in God, and the more faith I begin to collect, and the more I can endure. May God bless each and every one of you for your love, for your time on the show, and for your love for cryptocurrency and your want to learn. Remember, everything you learn here, we could put on any single chart in the world. That's what people don't realize. I want to actually bring this up, If you just look at a Tesla chart, right? Tesla Inc. on the NASDAQ, and you'll see all my strategies playing out yet again. And let me show you what I mean. You'd be like, no. You'd be like, yeesh. So look, I'm all about a wedge with a tight moving average, all right? I'm all about, sometimes the 200 doesn't have to be there. It could be the outlier, right? So look, here's this beautiful wedge, right, with a measured move, length of the base of the triangle, right, which is your pole. Or if there's a pole there, I take the pole, but, bang. And that made a move to the upside. Also, you got a bit of a nice little bull flag here that made a nice move, right? Bull flags make a move to the upside, right? You wait for the price action to touch the 21-day moving average. Then you get in when super tight. You start scaling out or thinking of scaling out if you're in long term when the 21 and the 200 are getting far apart. That's always when price action starts to break down. Then you get the breakdown. You get the bearish divergence, right? And then you get tight moving averages again. The 50 crosses back or below or gets close, right? You get this tight action inside of a pennant. And lo and behold, you get the measured move. And the measured move is the length of the base of the pole, right? A little steep there. Might bring that in a little bit. But just lo and behold, like that's basically, you get about 80 to 90% of that move, maybe a little more even. But that's, and again, moving averages get far apart. The 21 and the 200 get far apart. Price action starts to stumble. All right. Understand these concepts that I teach in an uptrend. They pay so well and they do what they're supposed to do. And then short the same things in a downtrend. Tight moving averages when they get tight, downtrend. When they get tight, dump. And you just flip this strategy. You could just flip this upside down. And as it was pumping to the upside, right, this section here, this is when you would be shorting. So you can learn how to short by learning how to long and then flipping the chart upside down and seeing where you would have shorted. And now you'll see that this, right, and what I'm giving you is insane, but this is how you teach yourself things. And I can teach more. I can get more out of the chart. If you just give me a chart, I can sit there for hours and find out things that most people would never even notice. That is the skill, So look, the tight moving averages here fall to the downside. So then you go up here, look, tight moving averages fall to the downside. Tight moving averages here fall to the downside. So you can learn how to short these sections by longing these sections, flipping the longs that you did upside down and extrapolating the data, okay? And if you want to learn more, just stick with us. And this is the type of thought process and mentality that goes on in the trading group. And you got hundreds of people that think like that and that are morphing their minds at the speed of light. And so if you want to be with a progressive group of people that are changing the way they think, changing the way they want to live, and believing in themselves, then I highly suggest you jump into the trading group today and change your life, because it's a place where you're going to find your home. It's a place where you're going to find a friend. It's the place where you're going to find a true educational center to learn, where you can finally spread your wings and become who you want to be. And you can, learn about technical analysis. And honestly, we use technical analysis in so many other ways to change our lives. And I believe you will help yourself as well. Check the super chat, Discord, Gina. Haha, Gina's better off alone. 218 likes, 478 lovely lifers watching around the world. Thank you for the like, support of your life and community. God bless all the beautiful people hitting the 218. May God bless each and every one of you, especially for hitting that like button. May God bless you for that extra little piece of action that you did. Thank you. Chainlink, please, curious about it. Can we check out Ton? Thanks, man. After hours investing for the 333. May God bless you and yours. Thank you for the love. Honestly, most grounded, well-spoken person in the YouTube space. Shout out to Brinks, man. I love you. Thank you for saying that. It hurts my brain when you go upside down. Just a hydro system, so I'm going to try it with the autos. Might get into the more. I'm just a fan of making bushes. My man, he's funny. Hit the like button. Let's go. Sam, I can see the cup in handy on the daily chart for Bitcoin. Target is 20K. Interesting. I'll take a look at that. Thank you for saying that. My man, Marty Mas, Banikonos. Banaconis. Yeah, Banaconis. Maninas Banaconis. Yeah, that's the Greek word. Banaconis. I know that. Yeah. The one thing he reads. Gina, I read it. Hello, sir. Greetings from Poland. Have best of the best. Question: do you use order flow and footprint like on Atis platform? No, I don't. I don't need to. Super chat, as you can see, I don't do it, and it works lovely without it. So I don't know. You do whatever makes you happy. All right. Super chats, ICP and ton. Let's jump into that ICP and ton. So MATIC, I believe, is a little bit overbought here on the 4-hour time frame. Getting tweezer top suggests you may get a move back to the downside. Don't get too excited about this move. 4 hours very overbought. So let's keep our heads level on swivel. ICP, and let's look at ICP on KuCoin. So everything really following the Bitcoin dump, right? And you can see kind of the divergence in Bitcoin and everything else. ICP was also in this falling wedge channel. Let me get rid of that line there. It bothers me. So ICP was in this bigger falling wedge channel, possible double bottom here, and lost the sauce to the downside. Just more downside. Getting, sold off altcoins. And it could get worse for the altcoins. I'm telling you right now, I've seen it can always get worse. That's what I told myself. I used to be like, nah, I can't. And then too many times I did that, and I got even hurt. So now I never want to get hurt again. So I never tell myself that it can't get worse. It can always get worse, like every single time. Attempting a bit of a double bottom here, right? Boom and boom. Like there's your bottom there. There's your bottom there. Attempting a bit of a double bottom. We will see. So sweet, Sam. Okay, for the rest of the stream, I'm only going to read Gina, what Gina says. Oh, so sweet, Sam. 100, 100, 100. Oh, boy. Happy, happy, happy smiles. The one thing he reads. Cringe face. I will. Ha ha, Gina's better off alone. Bah ha ha, Jamie. Happy face crying, happy face crying, happy face crying. My God, like a New York accent. Lovey with a heart. You tested me? Crying. Laughing so hard you crying over here. Hey Gonzo, saying hi with a champagne emoji and some star eyes. Nice, nice, nice. Hello, my loves, saying hi, getting into the stream, and I think that's gonna cover it, right? Am I missing anything here? Maybe I am. Let me. Oh, whoa! Oh, wow! There's a lot more back there. There's a lot more. Shout out to CNC Ireland, Gina Bombita, and everybody here on the live. And again, today I teach class. Another thing that I want people to understand: I do teach class today, even though I am on vacation. I am still teaching class. We have spots filling up very quickly. Jump on in if you would like to jump on into the class. $60 if you're in the trading group, $99 if you are not. We take PayPal real fast and easy. If you want to email my wife at CryptoLifers@gmail to jump on into the class today. It is at 3 to 5:30. 3 to 5:30 today. All right, so what's up, Lifer? Vacation here in FA, but I'm whale watching. No time for vacation, my man. You're on vacation in Florida too, man? Me too, man. Nice to see you. When you join the 99 Lifer group, you then receive the Lifer Vision trading course for $60. Learn the language of the charts. Email CryptoLifers@gmail. Achieve your dreams. Thank you so much, Wendizzle. Coming on and looking snazzy today. Are there any other crypto conferences you are attending this year? Not in 2022, but next year in 2023. Definitely going to go to Bitcoin Miami and check that out. That's definitely something on the radar in May. That's the next thing that I'm looking at. Bitcoin Miami. Yeah, that's one of the biggest Bitcoin events in the world. So definitely want to check that out. Definitely something that I want to be at. And yeah. Smash the like button. Hey, yo, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sabby, cup and hattie to the upside. No, but thank you so much for everyone jumping on in. I appreciate it. The sun's kind of down today. I'm all about the sun. And, today is kind of like it's going to be a gray day, So it's just kind of one of those days we just kind of like figure things out, probably, spend more time inside trading instead of being outside at the beach. But, interesting enough. So, yeah. And shout out to my trading group, man. SOS banging on them. Look at the side. That's insanity. Right? Like, that's just booming. Metal got a little move near secret, dumping on you to the downside there. Not looking that great. I don't love that project that much too, you know. And today's another, you know, Tuesdays have been sketchier than they used to be. They used to be okay. Now they kind of carry on in to the Monday woes, right? So look, let's break down Bitcoin right now. It's in a bit of a weird place. So I'm going to go to the BTC USD chart, and we're going to freestyle together, and we're going to find out what's happening. Just like I did this morning. I had to just open up the chart and see what I saw, right? So I had a measured move down here to about 16,120. We went to 16,272. I wasn't too far off, right? How did I get this idea? I just took the length of this pole, right? Basically from where the trend line began, and I found this flag, and it was likely we were going to move to the downside, right? We called all that. We got all that. End of story. Again, you can't make cake with yesterday's butter, right? So what I mean by that is, okay, we get it. We did it. We called it, but again, we got to do it every single day, right? It's about being as consistent as humanly possible every single day. It's not easy to do, but we somehow do a really, really good job of it in our trading group and as a team. 800 beautiful people always looking at the charts, grinding at the speed of light, putting everything they have into it, and really believing in themselves and everyone around them, and that really creates a difference, right? So you do have a measured move here to the downside. You know, you're looking at someplace, you know, into this next, I'd say even lower like that. So rising wedges break to the downside. 68% of the time, you're creating a rising wedge. Like, not amazing. All right. The only thing you did is you got to back above this resistance here at 16,800, right? The 800, 16,850. But I'm not buying it too much, and you're at a high volume node getting rejected. You see? It'll pop back in. Give me a second. You're at a high volume node here getting rejected. See? And this is also that whole, you know, that's an area of, this area right here, you can see, I mean, you had chop here. So you're going to have issues here, right? You had some chop right there too. It carried over. You had more chop right in here. And so you can see this area, and you can see why it's a point of control now. You can see why it's an area to contend with. Interesting enough. You're slightly above it, but barely. You'd have to maintain a candle close on the daily or the 4 hour above 16,850, 16,900 preferably to remain bullish. So I'm going to put the call out that, like, we need a daily candle or a 4 hour candle to close above 16,900 to remain bullish. Like, this is a serious area that we want to compete with and be able to move against, right? So again, you know, my style is when in doubt, flag it out. It could stay in a flag here on the 15-minute, and this could continue the short squeeze. But what we're going to want to see is price action never go below 16,850. You see price action break 16,850, 16,800. You're likely to start to make a move all the way back down to 16,500 and even possibly down to 16,339 for a bit of a double bottom here. So I'm watching the shape on the 15-minute. That's interesting to me. That's what I'm looking at, all right? We'll go to the all-time history index too as well. So in temporary time frame, you're looking at, I believe, more, either a sideways flag or a bit of a dump. And I showed you the levels that matter to me. 17,300 is a serious level. And let's take a look at the weekly chart too. I want to see my weekly levels that we're like managing. So look, we have this level right here on the weekly, which we'll put because this is just a previous high on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, which was 19,125. Okay. And then our next big boy weekly support really is this kind of region. I would call it a zone between 12,000 and about 11,005. See, that area is a zone to me. If you want to make a zone, which I like doing, I hit the rectangle, grab it, right, and then just pull it out, and then you can pull this down, and so you got a bit of a zone here, 12,000 and 11,500, a $500 zone, which ain't that serious, right? So that's your next, like, that's kind of where we're, like, you can see we're kind of in a free fall right now. And what is going to hold us down? Like, what is going to stop this pain from happening? All right. And if you look at the weekly, we seem to be rolling over here. Okay. You see that on the stochastics RSI there? And when I really open up price action and I look at it the way we were looking at it all by itself, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm like, this is like looking like somewhat of a flag, like, and it's a bearish rising wedge flag. These don't usually end well, right? And with a pole like that, that's crazy. At least to the next resistance area. Like, it does suggest, like, we could see, you know, Bitcoin to 14,005, Bitcoin to 12K. So don't shoot the messenger. Don't, like, you know, people tune off the stream. I swear we're at the bottom. I mean, ideas that we could be at the bottom. I mean, you're getting this awesome bearish divergence here. I mean, bullish divergence on this indicator, which you never see. Last time it called a bearish divergence, we had a nasty dump for Bitcoin, right? Up here. It called this top here, this indicator. See, it called this divergence here on the stochastic. It's calling a bullish divergence here, telling you that we're going to bounce. Because that low is higher than this low, but that low is higher than that low. And that's to this indicator, those are divergences. All right? Which is interesting to me. And because this indicator derives divergences almost, you know, as best it can, but differently than I do. And that's why I just keep it around. I'm not saying it's amazing. And I find my own divergences. So here, like, I'll shrink this down and I'm going to look at the RSI. This is the little hopium that I do have, right? That is a strong bullish divergence. However, we had a strong one here and I was really into it and I believed it was going to be way stronger than it is. And, you know, whatever market manipulations, whatever the world happened, FTX, whatever you want to say, but, like, we couldn't get back above the resistance at 21,009. We actually never got back above resistance at 20,900. That ended up being our demise, right? We were able to figure out the short and all that, but, like, you know, once we popped up, we figured out what was happening once we got into the smaller time frames. And look, we got rejected by the 21-day moving average. We hit it and we just fell away from it. We're going to have to get back above that. And look, we see a death cross coming on the weekly, which is, you know, usually where it's towards near the end. I mean, by the time the death cross happens on the weekly, let's look at the last previous death cross on the weekly to see if we can get some data from that too as well. You didn't even get one in the last bear market. How creepy is that? You got real close, but it never happened. So the weekly really didn't get a death cross there. Let's keep going. So it gets close, but it doesn't happen. Look, it was about to happen, but it never does. And we didn't get it here. We almost got it here, though. It rode the 21. See that? It was like, it crossed the 21 and it almost crossed the 200, but it did not. So you normally do not get death crosses on the weekly for Bitcoin, which is the 50 crossing the 200 SMA. All right. Funny, I remember this pattern and, like, I looked at it just like this. I mean, you could almost like how many times have we seen this type of stuff? I've seen altcoins doing this type of stuff lately. But I was drawing this pennant when everyone else was screaming. I was drawing this, and then I was taking the back, and I was just doing simple TA. And simple TA said we were going up to like 30 grand, 27,000, and people watched my channel, and we were sitting here at 6,000. I was calling 27,000, $30,000 Bitcoins based off regular, and it all played out exactly, you know, tight moving averages. And then that's how I learned my style. Like, I saw it all happen and I knew what I was doing. And then everything that I believed in and projected started playing out on multiple coins all around the place. And I said, man, I got something here. I got something that I can teach people. I see something in these charts. I see something that I can relate to the rest of the world, right? And then I spent hours and hours in the charts alone over and over and over again, really like a nerd, a complete nerd. COVID happened. I gave up my whole life. I didn't have family or friends around me. You couldn't see family. I moved to a new city, so all my friends were gone. I didn't know anyone in my old town, really. Like, I was like an import, and I just sat with the charts, my kids and my wife, and that's all I did. All my free time was all in the charts. That was it, and I just honed in, and I started seeing things I didn't see other people pointing out or whatever. You know, I started seeing things that could help me understand the charts in amazing way. And I want to convey these messages to other people. I want other people to understand that you can too. You can eventually find your way in these charts, and it can change your life in ways you never thought possible, because you'll be able to see things no one else saw. And you'll be able to trust in yourself when the market is iffy, when everyone's freaking out. You'll be able to see something that makes sense to you. All right. So I see what my man said. Remember, he said there was a cup and handle here on the daily chart. So he's drawing this. And lately the cups have been vicious. Like, they keep breaking them. But I see what he's saying. He's saying, hey, could this be a Sammy cup and handy to the upside, right? It's all about that 15-minute maintaining above this level. It's all about really Bitcoin staying above 16,585 too. That's going to be a major level. But can it hold the 16,009 area? Does it flag out? I see the cup and handle he's talking about. It would take us to about 19,186. All right. So it's interesting. We have a low, we have a high, we have a low. We have a lower high, but we have a higher low than here. It's our first higher low in a row. Can that show us a sign of a move back to the upside? 22 hours suggesting we do get the bounce, and we're low on the RSI. There's a chance. And, you do have this very, very sharp divergence that played out on the 22 hour, suggesting that is a bit of your bottom here. We had this falling wedge, this, swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up. There's a chance this 22 hour does make a move to the upside. All right. So you'll get at 19,183 as your area of resistance, There's so much snow here overnight, I can't leave my house. Where? Well, that's amazing. That's a blessing, right? All that beautiful snow running around. Sometimes that's the best thing for you. A bear hibernates for how long? I don't know. Super chat. We'll take a look at ton. Spaces left for the last course of 2022 today. Life Revision Trading Course, 3 p.m. Eastern Time today. Learn the language of the charts. 2+ hours that are life-changing. Email cryptolifers@gmail. Yeah, how's your clothes you had on when you jumped in the pool? Oh, they're fine. I washed them all. You want to see them? They're fine. I washed and dried them. They look great. Yeah, no problem. Sam's on a roll. Shout out to Gina. Sam's on a roll. Sounds cozy. A ton, according to Loco. You're funny. So look, this is a cup and handle on the 22 hour that does have a measured move to 19,200, suggesting it is time to long. The shorts have played out. It is time to long. It's a low. It's a lower high compared to this, but this is a low. That's a high. Or you could say this is the low. There's your high. That's a higher low. Bitcoin must put in a higher low now to remain bullish. So that's how this whole thing works. Another thing is we have to get back above the 200 SMA. And look, we did now, which is interesting. This is hilarious. We're back above the 200 SMA. Did they just play games with this idea? We did get a divergence right below it. That's an interesting thing. I'd like to look for that somewhere on the 4 hour, like a divergence right below the 200 SMA. Did we get a push up? We're back above the 200 SMA. And I do talk about how important this is. If we can stay above it, it can change our entire destiny for Bitcoin. If we can't, we're back into looking at what could happen in more downside. So these are the bigger time frames. I just want to show you that we have to watch out. The 4 hour could make a dump on us. So we're looking here for maybe even like a possible flag here. So even though I have that cup and handle and it all looks cool, we need this 4 hour to play with us and not make a lower low than 16,446, 16,500. Really needs to hold. Right now, the 4 hours overbought, so it's telling me that we could get the pull back to the downside. All right. Morning, Sam. What do you think about HIMEEBITS on the 1 hour after the 15-minute resets? Interesting. Where is your special honey, Crypto Lifer? I don't see it on the channel recently. Yeah, it's funny. I haven't been doing the honey, man. It's completely right. I got to get back on the honey. I stopped doing the honey out of nowhere, Someone tried to scare me and said it was too much sugar or something. You know what I mean? I think it got in my head a little bit subconsciously, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. When you read Lifer's testimonials, you'll know you're in the right place. Everyone, that link that you just put out brings you to my Discord. My Discord is a free, beautiful resource that you can jump into today. All right? We have free guides in there, and jump on in. We are probably moving away from 3 commas, so I'm going to have to change that, which is sad. But a lot of the other information here is absolutely amazing. Jump on in today. Gains on gains just piling on in too as well. 40% for SOS, 5 for 40%, Ace for 14, Kai for 10, quick little nibble. Vi, again, he had it earlier than me. High Doodle for 22, High ODBS for 19, High Doodle again for 68%. The thing was unreal. And Maki for 47. Gains have been just kind of pouring in a little bit. Those are just setups that have played out, though. You put up a setup, you see what it did. It did it without getting stopped out. Considered a check, right? And so you just see how many things that I look at that check out over and over again to kind of see the probability of these indicators. I want to see what they're saying, So that's kind of like a test of the will of the indicators. Honey is low glycemic index. Worth it. That's what I was saying. I love you for saying that. I was saying the same thing. All right. So I see more downside right now than upside. We got the pump and all that. It was fun, but now we got to watch this 4 hour and the 1 hour. They're going to come on back down, in my humble opinion. All right. And so we've done a lot. I know. But And we almost hit the measured move by like 20 beans. Very, very beautiful. And that's why the small time frames are great to trade. You get in, you get out, you wait for your next move. You get in, you get out, you wait for your next move. Like, you don't care as, I mean, you love the long term if you're in the game, but like for your well-being, it's more about just setup after setup, play by play. And the 15-minute can be traded like multiple times a day. Like that trade happened already, and it started, I started speculating at 7 in the morning, So the trade started at not even like 5 or 6 a.m. When was my first post in the trading group? And that's another thing. If you join the trading group, we are just always working, like 24/7. Like it doesn't matter. When was the first post though? Let's see here. 6:33 in the morning. Funny. 6:31 a.m. Right. So last post at 11. Next post at 6:30. Like I'm very active. Like 7 hours sleep, 5-6 hours sleep. Right. And I say because I work 7 days a week, I create jobs for others. Right. And I hope to be able to create high-paying job opportunities for those that see my vision and were with me from the start. I'm building my team. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Let's go. And I'm not here for myself alone. I've surrendered to God. I must make sure my actions benefit others as much more than myself. That is the code. So, like if I have a good life and things are going for me, then I have, at least attempt and do my best job to help everyone else do the same, right? I want to visit you in your house. I want to see your mansions. I want to know where you're living. I want to have fun traveling around the world, meeting my lifers. And when you have freedom tokens, and the ability to move and do what you want, I mean, it's an amazing feeling, right? So look, I mean, Bitcoin getting rejected here. Now the short's coming back down, and this is just, it's been a complete manipulation. But look, we're in this pattern now. Funny, it gave up on me there. Hold on. Don't you ever do that to me again. It was latent. I have to go slow with it. But here, now you're looking for the bearish retest. Do you come on back down? Does the 4-hour drain you? So you're watching this closely. I mean, it doesn't look amazing. It's definitely a rising wedge. It's hard to see on the 4-hour, but it's definitely a rising wedge in the 1-hour here. And the 15-minute is clear as day to me. And look, you hit the top of the channel, bouncing to the downside now. It looks like a double bottom coming for BTC, highly likely based on the 4-hour time frame, somewhere at 16,393, right? I could be wrong. We could get held up by this point of control, and we have bounced a few times on this area, but if we lose that, we're dropping to the downside. So we've talked about a lot of bullishness, talked about a lot of bearishness, went over a lot of different things. Let's look at the ES1, S&P futures. All right, so they got the pump too. You can see the correlation, and look at the shoulder, head, and the shoulder, which is quite interesting. That's an inverted head and shoulder if I've ever seen one. Clear as day. All right, which does suggest you get a pump back to the upside. Let's take a look at that. So you're in some you're in a broadening falling wedge. All right. So let's zoom out and see what we're seeing. Hey Sam, could you kindly show the exact price action indicator you use? Thank you. God bless. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that question. I don't know what a price action indicator is. Yeah. The VRVP, right? Indicators. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah. VRVP, visible range volume profile. Click on it. And then once it's up there, go to settings and change the setting style or the inputs from 24, just slap a 0 next to it, and you'll be good to go. All right? Hit OK, and you'll see what you need to see. Here we go. Jin. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Would it be like Bitcoin start moving? What the heck are they saying? Yeah, I mean, it's making this flag, likely giving it back a little bit too. Volatility today has been up and down. It's been crazy to trade. This chop has been very hard to trade. We focus on the smaller cap coins. They seem less affected by Bitcoin, and that's why. But this chop has been very, very hard to trade. Extremely hard. Be very careful, right? I protect my capital at all costs, right? Never feel like you have to be inside of a trade, right? There's Bitcoin just falling to the downside again. And look, there's more downside here on the 1-hour time frame. It's just getting started. I do not see why this won't dump, in the 4-hour too as well. I'm expecting a dump today to the downside. So Shorts back in control. I believe the shorts will be in control for the day, for the move back down. All right. Hello, bro. Where are you? I'm in Florida, man. Shout out to Peter, man. Thank you. The one you showed with increasing and decreasing buy pressure. Oh, that's Bookmap, man. Bookmap. Link in the description below. Check out Bookmap whenever you can. All right. Bookmap, baby. Bookmap. All right. Go to bookmap.com. web.bookmap.com and check it out today. All right. That's where you're going to want to go and really, really get down. All right. Bookmap, baby. Bookmap. Get free education. Get full functionality. Get with it today. All right. Bookmap. Where does the data show where Bitcoin will bottom? I don't know, buddy. Smash the likes if you're done Christmas shopping. Bookmap takes so much resources of the computer. It really does, though. It does. It does. But as long as you're just trading and doing your thing, you know. Cool, man. Shout out to anyone who reaches out to me in Florida. I will make my best to see every single lifer that I can. Might have to do a Zoom call just to make sure you're not like a complete, you know, you know what I mean? I just got to vet a little bit of what's happening. But yeah, you know, if you don't mind, man. Most lifers are pretty legit, though. I trust. I've met a bunch of lifers blind, and it's been great, so. I'm out, lifers, leaving work and got a little shopping to do. Catch y'all in the Discord, man. Have a great day, man. God bless you and yours, brother. Thank you so much for the love and for jumping on into the live stream every single day, man, on this dreary Tuesday. It is a little dreary. You can see me. I'm not down right now today. I'm just calm. You know, normally I'm like, but every once in a while I am a regular guy, and I'm just kind of like, so I'm not down. I just want everyone to know I'm not down. I'm super happy. I'm excited. I'm actually just calm. Like, it's the fact that the sun's not out. It just like, it's got me in this like mellow zone, right? So know that I'm all right. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm actually in a really good spot. I'm just chilling. You know, shout out to the 528 beautiful people, 300 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. I haven't said a word about it. I've been really cool about it lately. I've been annoying. But it just really helps out the channel, bumps me up, gets people understanding what's happening, and you educate more people. And you have an excellent connection with me if you get hit the like button. Get that excellent connection. Hit the like button. Shout out to the $39.58 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. That's a couple bagels for the kids and the wife and some coffees and stuff like that and a nice breakfast. So I greatly appreciate that. May God bless you and yours. Even after YouTube takes its 10 beans, it's a nice $30 for the family. So thank you very much for the love. I greatly appreciate that. Every little bit helps, especially when you're out here. And I'm going through what I'm going through, man. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for all the love and all everything. All right. XDB. A bunch of... And there's still action and motion in the ocean. Still some motion in the ocean going on here. One Earth coming back up. Some of these altcoins kind of going. If Bitcoin goes sideways for the day, too, it's going to be good for the altcoins, right? So, again, where are we at? What are we doing? We've talked about a lot, right? You might be a little overwhelmed. What's happening? I mean, at the end of the day, it's this rising wedge. That's my focus for the day, right? I found my shape that matters to me. And if we can stay above this resistance and point of control right here at 16,739, really 16,008. We lose 16,008, it's likely we head back down to 16,392. And if we lose that area, we're coming back down to this 15,974 and more. And I'll keep you updated in the trading group as to what I see happening and what I'm privy to. So that's really what I want to focus on. Like, you could look at 100 other things, and we are looking at the bigger and the shorter time frames. But again, like, same idea here with this rising wedge. All right. What you can do is you can have an idea like this. You can group it by hitting shift and hitting everything there. You can right click it. You can create a group on it. And then I can make that disappear, which is nice. But I still have the idea. Whenever I want to see that idea, I can slap it back on, right? And then what I can do is I can zoom out and just show you my last idea that I didn't share. I was going to save it for my trading group, but you know what? I just like to share my knowledge because I could die tomorrow. And then everyone will be like, well, that was the dude who did what he had to do today. And legacy would be amazing, right? So I'd rather have a legacy than anything else. And so that's what I go for. I'm long-term thinking. If you just go for your temporal, I want to make money and be rich, then that's all you'll be. No one may remember you. You may be rich, you may have a good life, but you're not going to leave an indelible mark on people's lives, right? If you want to have a legacy, if you want people to remember you, you want to be in the history books, then that has to be more of what you're going after, right? The universe gives you whatever you go after. So if you say, hey, I want to be a billionaire and I don't give a dang about nobody else, then maybe you will, right? But if you say, hey, I want to be known and I want to change the world with my thoughts, and if I become, wealthy through that, then so be it. Let me use it in the best way possible, right? And so that's kind of like, I don't know how I see things. So look, this is a falling wedge. Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. The measured move for the falling wedge would bring you back to 24,000. Bitcoin would again have to get back above the 200 SMA. What I do see happening is, look, tight moving averages and the 200 SMA there, and we're getting the fall. We just saw this recently, remember? On the 4-hour and some other things, and I was pointing out that this could be a bullish sign. So tight moving averages, Bitcoin holds the zone, doesn't go lower, and possibly double bottom to 15,006, right? The 4-hour stays above this zone, right? So you're seeing, can the daily hold this drop off? And again, this is what my other guy is saying. He's showing you this cup and handle here on the daily time frame. A lot of insight today, honestly, in the charts that I never even thought was going to come out. It's interesting. Like, I looked at it last night and the day before, and I thought I saw it all. And then today, more is revealed. I'm telling you, technical analysis always has a trick up its sleeve. You have to be extremely sharp to check it. But if you're able to catch it, it really does show you what's highly likely going to happen almost every single time. And how's that measure move bring us right to the point of control, which is likely where the 200 comes and meets. And we get that rejection for the first time, but at least it would get us back above the zone into some higher zones. So there's a chance this cup and handle does play out. You're oversold in the 22 and the daily. We got to watch what this 4-hour does. Now, this 4-hour is kind of like the outlier right now. And honestly, we can even just put it back in here and say, okay, maybe you come to the top of this channel and you break back down one more time, and then you come down here and boom. So the 4-hour comes down, we double bottom, and we're out of here at 16,500. That would be absolutely lovely. So that's what we're focused on today too. So you're going to watch that rising wedge in the 15-minute on the smaller time frame that we got you going on. All right, let me show you. So we can zoom back into the 15 now. I just wanted to make it extra clear and show you what's going down. So we can zoom back into the 15. We could pop on in here, right? Show you my, no, what is that? Where's my group, man? There it is, right? And there's our group. So you're going to watch this 15-minute, highly likely to dump based on my my probabilities of the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Bringing Bitcoin back to this double bottom at 16,350, 16,500 area. And then the bigger time frame could pick us up from that area, and it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, and we could get a big move to the upside. So we're watching that smaller time frame to see if this actually completes this bigger idea, and that would give us a measured move to 19,200 above this point of control, and then we would move on there. And that's a really good, awesome way for me personally. Like, that really clarified it for me. Really nice explanation. I hope you see it that way too as well, just like nice and clean and clear. Either this cup and handle still could be the extension to the double bottom at 15,009. I agree with you 100%. I like what you're saying, man. You guys have some pretty cool insight. Get it in by any means necessary. Shout out to my man Purple Haze SEC. Shout out to Little Time Mining. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. Shout out to Love Learning, CNC Ireland, United States, Abandoned Baby. Man, we love you. I'm sorry you were abandoned, but I hope you're okay. Shout out to Daniel Pierce, XRP Anai. Shout out to Craig Winchurch. Shout out to Crypto Billy 111, Eugen Sky, Laura Marshall, Purple Haze HZ, Daniel Pierce, Lifer Preaching Charts, Life in Positive Energy. Shout out to Crypto Billy 111. May God bless you and yours, man. Thank you for the love. What are some of your favorite altcoins? I just have some long-term holds. I'm a big ADA guy. Cardano, XRP, I'm not doing too great. I like MATIC. I'm taking class today. I'm from Oklahoma, so please talk slowly. Don't worry, Rowdy man. We'll have a nice, easy, focused class. It's way different than than the live stream. Live stream is, I'm a showman. We're out here entertaining. We're doing our thing and giving you the knowledge. But when we're in the course, it's a completely different setting. It's a nice, intimate setting. And I have a blast teaching, so I can't wait. Could you kindly show us the exact price? Yeah, okay, we went over that. Just want to make sure we're touching all of our buttons here and getting everybody ready to go. All right. Thanks for the stream, brother. See you at the beginner course later. Yeah. And the family is back. That's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. I'll be looking and scanning for things in the market. And I'm going to be out of here for the day. So everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Let me see, make sure my team that I got all the super chats. Tom, thoughts on HIMEEBITS? Oh, yeah. I got to look at Tom on HIMEEBITS. Let's take a look at those. I actually want to see them. I don't know, Sam. You're like 95% all about the charts. Maybe that's too much. Just kidding. Love your lives and the Discord. Shout out to everybody here. Lifer was cool, calm, and collected while teaching the course. Thank you for saying that. Great stream. Super chats. We got to finish these super chats. We're going to take a look at Tone. I mean, it's been a hot coin. We've been looking at it. It's fallen back below here on the daily, but it's still showing signs of life. Let's take a look at it here on the 4-hour time frame. So to me, it got stopped out, right? Looked beautiful. You take your shot. Didn't pan out. Open it up, and it could still be in somewhat of a flag here, I guess. What's up, baby? I mean, it fell out of the pattern, in my humble opinion. Still, I guess you could put it in this flag. So just to move back to the upside, taking a look at the 22-hour. It's been my go-to time frame recently. Preemptive on the daily just gives me another, an idea. And it's really been, ever since it got us out of a bunch of jams about 6-7 months ago, it's been my go-to. Can you make a move out of this chunky falling wedge to the upside? Tone, maybe. Wait for the smaller time frames to reset. I'm not loving what I'm seeing right here. My mind can't make perfect sense of it. Looks more like this, actually, in my humble opinion. Like we're making a bit of a flag to the downside, and it's time to draw my fibs. And wait for us to come to the 0.5, 0.618 area for a possible retracement. Similar to KAS. So that's what I'm looking at for TON. Look at our 4-hour time frame. I don't know. It's oversold, though. It's interesting. 1 hour also wants to make a move here. So let me see. I'm trying to work this. My brain's having a hard time figuring this one out. This one looks very strange. Eventually, I find it. I mean, I feel like it's in this, and it's got to break back inside the pattern. Humbly, like it's got to break back inside to remain bullish. That makes the most sense to me, even though it doesn't and then it can break on out of there. Showing some bullish divergence. And you're looking at this as like a falling wedge. I guess there it is. It's the cup and handy. Sammy cup and handy. Look at that. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. Can it get all the way to 3.19 is the question, right? For Tom. So truly is the foundation for every lifer, and it will teach you the language of the charts. Thank you. But wife, wish you had. Gina Bombina, have you seen the jacket in the 99 that Eno found for you? Yeah, I always say that Gina Bombina feels like my little sister DK. The jacket, what? Can you check Phantom? No, one last super chat. We're out of here. It is HIMEEBITS. You want to be in the show? What? No. It's a big shot, so you're in the shot. You knew that?
I knew that. I don't mind.
I work so hard, huh, babe? Makes you realize how hard I work when you're on vacation. You work hard too, though. You're with the kids. It never stops. Right? Let's take a look at HIMEEBITS. You got to pull a fibby on this one. It keeps representing each fib level, though, which has been awesome. Like each mini fib, like that one, that one, that one. Back of the 786 retracement. And a bit of a falling wedge here. Tight moving averages. And what does everybody do after the rush to the World Cup? Like, Who here was living for that World Cup like every day, and now it's just gone, and you're like, what do I do now? Probably nobody. We were all living for crypto. But I remember back in the day when I was like a huge football fan, and like football would end, I'd be like, you know. Now, I mean, I'm just a huge Bitcoin fan, so there's a show that just keeps on going. This looks like it could pump to the upside. I like what I'm seeing here. Let's take a look at the 22-hour and the daily. It's getting oversold again. 12-hour looks pretty nice. 8-hour, 6-hour. They look like they could be retracing, and they're in the like beautiful professional institutional retracement zones. So if anything can make some gasolina, and these have all been respecting their fibs and their support and resistance levels. So HIMEEBITS, and we traded this multiple times, and it's come through every time. Now it could dump to the downside. Anything is possible. These are just probabilities. There's no guarantee of anything, but HIMEEBITS looks very interesting to me right now for a possible move, if anything. And there's not a lot out there today that I'm in love with, I'll be honest. Today's kind of more of a watchful day. It looks like the shorts are more in order, right? So we'll see from there. 170% gains again, and HIMEEBITS has done it. 300%, it's done 200%. It's done this many times before, so it won't be the first time. HIMEEBITS definitely on the radar, something that I'm looking at. So HIMEEBITS with the oversold retracement. And honestly, you think I went over it all? Not even close. I see so many charts in the elite charts right now that are getting posted. So jump on into the 99 today. Change your life. I'm telling you right now, you're going to get information from me and 800 other lifers, the elites that have been trained by me. So much deep insight and information. Just following their charts alone will blow your mind. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. We had an amazing live stream. I greatly appreciate it. Feel like we covered all the bases. Drank our lemon water. Got it in. I'm going to go hang out with my family, take them to eat, spend some quality time with my kid, especially my little 1.5-year-old. She is a cutie pie, almost 2 years old, actually. Spent a lot of time with her yesterday. Probably more time yesterday than I have in a long time with my little baby. So these are the times to cherish, man. Your kids are going to grow up, and you're going to realize that you work so hard, you never even saw your kids. But I'm dedicated to the lifers. I love each and every one of you. We already hit gains today. We already found a Bitcoin move, right? So I already hit Bitcoin's move. Already figured out a bunch of things, and we figured out what's happening in the chart. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life.